shall see, we shall see, we shall see how it goes. We shall see, we shall see, we shall see how it goes. See, normally, around about now, I'd be panicking if this had been me when I first started streaming. But I've come to the realization that I can just sit and wait, and things will fix itself. And I don't need to press the button so many times. Button. Accents come out and I have no idea where they're from or what I'm trying to say. Just things happen. So, this is not like a live stream. This is a catch up. Basically, I wanted to do a video. However, my recording equipment wanted to be a bit there. I have a degree in English and I just can't think of words right now. But yeah, it didn't want to work. So I thought I would do a live stream. I planned this out yesterday. I knew what I was going to talk about, and then things changed. So when I planned to do this stream, only a few things had happened. And then more things had happened. So I'll start with the original script, shall I say. My borough, currently, Greenwich Borough, decided on Sunday evening, to send a letter out to parents and teachers to close schools. That was because they wanted to try to lower the coronavirus rates in the borough because it was ridiculously high and there was a lot of kids already missing from school. So they thought, yeah, wonderful, let's close the schools. However, I don't think all the schools agreed. As far as I know, some of my private students were telling me because they go to academies, they don't have to listen to the borough and can continue being open until the end of the term, which is going to be on Thursday anyway. So just an extra 3 days. But yeah, so in order to try to lower the virus rates and make it possible for people to be able to see their families during Christmas, they wanted to close the schools. So that's what we were on Sunday night, and yesterday when I was planning this, it was because schools were closing, and I've got a lot of my students already finished their mocks, but there are some who are still doing their mocks, mainly because some of them had to self-isolate, so they got pushed back, so they were still doing mocks, so half of them are missing half of their mocks, so they are in a panic and are stressing out because obviously your mocks results is part of your predicted grades, and it's also what's sent to your sixth forms when you do your applications. So they're all like stressed out about the fact that due to school closures they can't do their mock exams, and because of their mock exams they can't finish some of their applications for sixth form. They will obviously be given a predicted grade, and some schools have already agreed to hold mocks after the Christmas holidays as well. Although you would have had mocks in February, March anyway, but they're going to hold ones in January to make up for this. But obviously I can understand some of you guys are panicked and you're stressed, but you need to know that you don't have to be. There are alternatives, there are things to work around. I think since March the teachers have been figuring out ways just in case things happen. So it's okay, it's alright, you don't need to be panicked much. So yeah, so that was that was the original thing I wanted to say. So yeah, so your mock exams, you can still apply for sixth form, still do the applications. Some of them do have deadlines, and especially for grammar schools, if you're applying for grammar schools, they will have the exams and tests in January. So make sure you do applications now, and they will get whatever grades the school sends them when they send it, so don't worry about that. And obviously the schools are going to be lenient, they understand things are happening. Some people have missed weeks and weeks and weeks of school. Like, literally I had a student tell me yesterday that one of the students that sits behind him in his tutor tested positive, but the school didn't tell him. And like, it's ridiculous sometimes, because some of the schools forget who sits where and everything, even though they're the ones who made the lesson plans. And I don't know if it was intentional or accidental, but it was just crazy. And I just, yeah, I feel like I'm talking really, really fast right now. But yeah, so mock exams will be rescheduled, so you don't have to worry about that as much. so don't stress. There was someone who was asking me about revision for holidays. I will be honest. Theoretically, you should be revising during the holidays because you'll be given work from your teachers and they'll have things to do. Realistically, we're tired. Like, teachers and students are like, we are tired and everybody needs a break. So I suggested to my students, my ones anyway, to be a little sneaky and take off. So study for like the first, like start of next week, so Monday to Wednesday, then take off like 4 days, then the following Monday to Wednesday, and then take off 4 days. So you're technically revising quite a bit still, but it also gives you a break because, like I said, we're tired. People don't seem to understand that with all of the stuff going on and all the stress you have of missing lessons, missing exams, and being in and out, your brain just is tired. So this is a welcome break for everyone. Everyone needs it, everyone deserves it, so do that. Do revise, but take some time off. Again, I recommend color coding. That has always helped. It keeps things a bit more organized. Getting a few folders to organize your notes for different subjects again helps. Revision does mean going over things more than once, so just because you've read like a chapter of a book once doesn't mean you shouldn't read it again, because every time you read it you will find something different and something new. Read it multiple times. Like, it sounds annoying, it sounds dumb, but please read things more than once. Whether it's maths, whether it's science, whether it's English, read it more than once. If you've already done the Seneca for it, do it again. If you've already done the quiz notes, do it again. That is what revision is. It's going over things again and again and again. It doesn't have to be heavy. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's making sure you understand it and it's in your head. If it's not there, then you are wasting everybody's time. Yeah? That sounded really harsh, didn't it? I apologize. But yes, so that was the original script. I would have been talking for a lot longer. That was the original script, but changes have happened. So, like I said, this was Sunday night when the councillor decided to close schools. Monday, which was yesterday, today's Tuesday, 15th. So yesterday, the government said, oh, London is going into tier 3. So, I have family and friends who live outside of the country who've heard about this, and they've all called me and said, oh, are you in lockdown? And I'm trying to explain to them, no, we're in tier 3. So it's hard to explain the differences. So what tier 3 means is that all entertainment venues and all non-essential shops will be closed. I think the non-essential shops will be closed. I know the entertainment venues will be closed. Well, let me just check. So I know bars, restaurants, and those sort of places will be closed. Obviously, you can't meet people indoors unless it's your family or your support bubble. Like I have one person outside of my family in my support bubble, and it's my elderly aunt, and like, she just meets us and doesn't do anything. You can meet outdoors as long as they're in small groups. But I don't know why they allow that. You can't meet in larger groups. So yeah, so restaurants, so hospitality is closed. Accommodation, holiday things must close unless you can't return to your main residence. Closed entertainment venues and visitor attractions. I'm literally on the government website right now trying to see what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do. So yeah, okay, so I can understand why my family think that we're in lockdown, because basically they are closing entertainment, accommodation, and hospitality. So cafes, bars, restaurants, cinemas, amusement parks, and like anything entertainment wise is all going to be closed. which is kind of tragic because they opened up the ice skating in Greenwich Park, and I plan to go every year, and I haven't been yet. I've never been ice skating. I have a feeling I would be terrible and fall over, but I digress. But yeah, so that's all closed. Can't meet up in large groups. You can only meet up in small groups outside in public with a distance, obviously, like in parks and on benches, although they don't recommend you do that. And you can only meet up with your family and your support bubble. They encourage you to not work to work from home if you can. They didn't tell you to not work. That would be ridiculous. Technically in tier 3 schools are open. This was the thing. So it's not like lockdown because in tier 3 schools and universities are open. However, they've decided to put us into tier 3 just when we're going into the Christmas holidays. So schools are going to be closed anyway. So it is kind of a lockdown leading up to Christmas. And I know there's some people that are absolutely fuming because they wanted to spend Christmas with their families, and I get that. However, if people had been a bit more sensible and followed the rules and not been so reckless, then this wouldn't be happening. I know I sound really sanctimonious saying that. I'm like, well, if everyone was a house mouse, this wouldn't happen. But I understand people are a lot more social than me and actually need social interactions, unlike me. And there's people who actually have to travel for work, and it's in like unavoidable sometimes to be out and about. So I'm not trying to be sanctimonious, please don't take it that way. But yeah, but there are some people who were reckless. Like, I've seen so many social media posts that have literally left me fuming. Like, not even the mask, it's like just doing reckless stuff. But anywho, so yeah, so we are from tonight midnight, we are going into tier 3. I can't remember, were gyms closed? I remember you can't do overnight stays. I don't know why they decided to. Okay, so gyms are staying open. I say that like I've been to a gym in years. I've not. I have no idea what that guy looks like anymore. But yeah, so we have been plunged into tier 3. And we've also been given the delightful information that there is a new strain of the virus that is the reason, which is one of the things that have been attributed to the high rise of numbers in London. And I find it both hilarious and tragic at the same time that just when they have a vaccine, it's a new strain, so will the vaccine actually help? But yeah, so even if you do get a vaccine, you're still required to wear masks, because the vaccine is only there to help you fight the virus. It's not a cure, it's not something that will get rid of the virus, it's just to help your body fight off the virus. It's not something that will stop it. So even if you do end up having the virus, or people in your family have the vaccine, and people in your family do get a vaccine, they still need to be careful, because they can still get the virus. It just means it increases their chances of survival. And yeah, kind of like the flu jab. You get it, but you can still get the flu. Just helps you out. So yeah. But yeah, so I've realised this has been an absolute shamble for live stream. And you can understand why I prefer to do recorded videos, because then I can edit all this nonsense out most of the time. But yeah, so school closures started in my borough yesterday. There's a lot of other boroughs that have decided to close early, although schools will be closing on Thursday anyway. Mock exams, if you have missed your mock exams, whether you are year 11, 12 or 13, schools have agreed to reschedule them, so you will be able to resit your exams, or sit them anyway, well, not resit since you haven't done it in the first place. You will to sit your mock exams in January when you go back, so don't stress. Sixth form applications, please make sure you do them, because there is a deadline. And revision for the holidays. Make time to revise, but do take a break. I am personally taking a break from the 24th to the 1st, where I won't be teaching anybody, and I will probably be streaming quite a bit just to keep myself entertained, but just be relaxing in my jammies mostly. So you do need a break. It is good. Please do it. And yeah, that is all for my public service announcement, I guess. But yeah, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help with the algorithms if you do like my videos and share them. If you have any questions, I will be leaving comments open on this video, so please do leave a comment if you have any questions and I'll answer them, whether it's education based or whether it's just things you want to ask. I'm going to try to organise an event during the holidays. Haven't decided what kind of event, but I will be doing something. And yeah, so thank you everybody, and I will see you all next time. Oh, check out my latest video as well, how to write the perfect introduction for any English essay. Super useful, trust me. And I'll see you next time.